I've enjoyed watching MAKHANOV in this competition because he's had a bit of everything. He produced a fantastic knockout in his first fight against a tough pro in Chris Thompson. He had a head clash after 57 seconds against Vladislav Smialikov of Belarus, and he was up. He started well, so he won. I thought he was a bit lucky against Fernando Arzoda of Cuba, but got through with scores of 2-1 with all of the judges. And then a big win against David Chalian of Armenia, 5-2 in his semi-final.
Fighting out of the blue corner, making his way to the ring, representing Russia, David SUROV.
So David SUROV, 20-year-old representing Russia, progressing through to this gold medal bout after a simply outstanding performance to beat the tournament number 2 seed Mohamed Abdullayev of Azerbaijan yesterday, in the semi-final stage. Rest day yesterday for IBA Pro 13. So his confidence through the roof, and his 2 speedsters who will contest
Zimbabwe,
super heavyweight
Serbia,
gold.
And Palestine.
So the referee with a quick check of the equipment of SUROV. What a contest this promises to be.
Round 1.
It's another installment of the Russia v Uzbekistan rivalry here at the IBA Men's World Boxing Championships, bout number 415 in this 23rd edition. Sees the Uzbek boxer Arman MAKHANOV facing off against David SUROV. Each of these men incredibly athletic, and speed is likely to be a critical factor in this gold medal bout here. SUROV, his feet seldom stop moving, and he's used that shot, the lead left hand to the body. Fantastic effect throughout the entire tournament. MAKHANOV, he too, light on his feet. So he will be able to establish the range and mastery of distance most immediately. Nice straight shot to the body from SUROV.
Step back. Stop. Break, step back. Pause. Hold it.
Left hand on the inside from SUROV. But both boxers finding themselves in territory where they haven't been too often during the course of this tournament, as a right hand comes in and it brings about a standing count, which catches MAKHANOV by surprise. It was a clipping right hand as SUROV stepped into range. And again, that's not necessarily a 10-8 round. It will give SUROV some confidence that he can find his man with the distance, and he's beginning to get on top here now during the course of these exchanges. His cuffing clusters from both flanks, just catching MAKHANOV. He gets on the front foot in search of his get-back. Just throwing arm punches through this passage of the round is MAKHANOV, not really straightening them out or getting the hips into them to turn them into proper hooks, as he's demonstrated here at the Dubai 2025. And now this is the type of distance where SUROV has been so effective, pecking and poking behind straight punches. There's a jab on entry into close range and trying to sneak across a right cross behind the left hook. The left hook was inaccurate, the right cross a little closer. So closing second of the opening round, and I think that one burst of straight shot success, probably enough to give SUROV the round after 3 minutes of boxing.
I'd say so. There wasn't loads in it, but he was the one who was on the front foot just that little bit more and had, as you say, those bursts of success. What's interesting about these two is that this is a super heavyweight division, and they're both in absolutely fantastic shape, which isn't always the case, because obviously there's no limit, you just need to be fit to fight, but they are in supreme nick. And SUROV has got some size on MAKHANOV here, who's quite slim, isn't he, quite svelte for this top division, and he dips his head a little bit as he comes in there, but that's a good solid 1-2, and I think he's done enough to take the round.
So clean sweep of the card for David SUROV. 10-9 scores returned for all 5 scoring judges.
Second sound. Round 2.
So moving to the second round, and having conceded the first across the board, the man from Uzbekistan wearing red coming out in search of his backhand. But SUROV has proven very difficult to take out of his flow, and look at that for a 1-2, catching the man in red as he was advancing. And with this type of space and this type of gap, he's going to back his timing, is SUROV, to continue to pile up the points. Remember, he took the first round unanimously. Showing that he's not going to be out-muscled on the inside, really digging his feet into the canvas and launching, siding with SUROV. Trying to find his range, but on the disengagement, SUROV back on him once again. And another standing counter has been issued from in a similar position as the first one. On the inside, clipping shots landed, the second standing counter of the contest. So MAKHANOV of Uzbekistan hasn't really established his range with any consistency here. The feet of SUROV continue to remain a really impressive line of defense. There he is, in and out without reply. Right hand over the top. Mr. MAKHANOV was off the mark. A bit of physicality imposed by MAKHANOV. His point scoring punches haven't been as consistent, and then just appearing behind his back is SUROV. 2 minutes gone in the second round. Again, SUROV able to close the distance so quickly that you can see the taller figure, MAKHANOV, just ends up with bent arm shots on the inside. He's not been able to establish the range for a jab or a cross on any kind of sustained basis so far, despite his best efforts. There he did try to launch a left-right combination, but going over the shoulders of SUROV. Nice left-right once again from SUROV. And this is proving to be a really tricky mission. I think MAKHANOV is hurt, and it's the third standing counter the second round. The sharp shooting 1-2 which just brought about a bit of a reaction, and I wonder what the referee is going to do here. He's taking a close look. SUROV right on top of him, he's landing more headshot success, and the towel has come in from the Uzbekistan corner, and David SUROV has scored a second round stoppage victory to ascend to top spot on the medal rostrum in the super heavyweight division. Another efficient clinical display, and it was his footwork that was the hallmark of his boxing once again. Able to close the gap, land with cutting punches on the inside, and he was making MAKHANOV work so hard that he was feeling the pace into that second round. And compassionate corner work from the Uzbekistan coaches, saving their young 22-year-old for another day. He'll come away with a sensational World Championship silver. It's David SUROV of Russia, who is the new IBA
General
heavyweight
Secretary
champion
and
here at Dubai
CEO,
2025.
Mr. Chris Roberts.
Very, very good performance. And he's been sensational all the way through. The volume, the work rate, the athleticism for somebody that size. He's like a bigger version of Atayev in some ways, isn't he? In the way that he brings the heat to your doorstep. And you have to be very good to keep him off. And MAKHANOV in the end there just didn't really have anything left, and the referee gave him every chance there, to be honest. I thought he might wave that over, and then the towel came in, which was the right thing to do, because there was no turning the tide there. Absolutely no turning the tide at all. And to see somebody break somebody down inside 3 rounds is always incredibly impressive, I find, because catching somebody with a single shot, and I saw it a lot in Ring A, that's a very skillful thing to do, clearly, but to just break someone inside 2 rounds,
our referee
that takes
in
some doing.
charge has stopped the contest, declaring your winner and the new IBA Super Heavyweight Champion, representing Russia, fighting out of the blue corner, David SUROV!
So David SUROV, victor by a RSC round 2 at the expense of Arman MAKHANOV. A very good performance indeed to cap what has been a sensational tournament
ladies and gentlemen,
for
a
the
round of
20-year-old.
applause to our silver medalist representing Uzbekistan, Arman MAKHANOV.
MAKHANOV with $150,000 US, and that silver medal.
And
Still
once
an
again,
outstanding event for him.
our new
The victor is the
IBA
gold medal.
Super Heavyweight Champion from Russia, David SUROV!
So David SUROV is the new super heavyweight champion here at Dubai 2025.
And now,
An outstanding series of
you are able,
performances,
please
culminating
rise
with that
for
second
the
round
national
stoppage.
anthem of our new world
top
champion,
spot on the podium.
Russia.
So David SUROV just enjoying this moment after receiving that hard-won super heavyweight gold medal. And he's done it in really economical, efficient fashion throughout the entire tournament in the super heavyweight division.
He has, and it's a great way to finish, because that is a special performance. Getting a stoppage in a final is rare, because there's a reason why you both got there, and to be able to break somebody down like he did in less than 6 minutes, to have that energy left at the end of a long, hard 10 days, that's quite something. That's a brave group of men. I don't mean to be unkind, but he doesn't look like the lightest gentleman in the stadium, but he's been present every day, actually, leading the cheering for the Russian team, and they've had a very successful